I'm pretty sure everyone has heard of the term, Mama never said we'll have days like this. So, in today's speech, I will be speaking about those days that Mama didn't tell us about. For me personally, my three main points are pretty much going to be about my childhood, my current illness, and where I am and where I stand today. Now, what's going to make me credible about this speech is that I'll be speaking about my own personal knowledge, not something that I Googled. It was more of something that I had to come face to face with. So I like to begin with my parents. I grew up with neither parent. I was raised by my aunt and her two boys. When I came around, I was about 2 years old. I was already familiar with the family. I was already familiar with the household. But what was supposed to be a couple of weeks to a couple of months ended up being for the rest of my life. I do have other siblings that were not raised by our parents either. I have three sisters and two older brothers. I am the baby of the family. One fear of mine is the addiction that both of my parents fight till this day. So to prevent that, I actually do avoid crowds that surround themselves around drugs and alcohol. Of course, we all drink socially, but where there are people who do have a struggle with those type of addictions. Um, Now let's move on to my current illness. Currently, for the rest of my life, until there's a cure, I am HIV positive, and you'll hear HIV and think the worst. Most people do, they get scared when they hear that term. I was diagnosed in 2020 of April. My 4-year anniversary is actually coming up next week. One of the struggles that I did face during that time was COVID. So I had to battle this illness all by myself. The hospitals were locked, but I did request for a social worker, and I also did request for a therapist and a psychiatrist. And with that, I was emotional wreck. I was a mess. I was diagnosed with PTSD, severe depression, and with some other things mentally that was going on. I've learned breathing exercises. I've learned that this will not be what kills me. Like I said, you hear the term and it's a big thing. They think it's something back in the 70s where you had to take multiple medications for. In actuality, I'm as healthy as ever as long as I take one pill a day, which will substitute my immune system. Pretty much, I don't have an immune system. The medication keeps my immune system together, and it stops me from getting sick with like bronchitis, pneumonia, and the flu. Some of my symptoms were the flu, vomiting, and just deterioration of the body. Lastly, we're going to talk about what I do currently, and it's actually I'm a phlebotomist under One Blood. If you live in the state of Florida, you should know that the Red Cross is no longer in Florida, that One Blood is the main blood donation center that you can find in Florida. There's also others as well as CSL plasma, I do believe. With One Blood, that's where I found out that I like the healthcare career. I am a regular staff. I take physicals. I do a questionnaire with you, and then I will also stick you, and we take a pint of your blood, depending on which donation that you do. With One Blood, if you choose to donate, you will get your blood type and also a quick physical, and then you also get lab tests. We do take 3 samples of your blood, testing for STDs, hepatitis, and so on, which is going to be regulated by the FDA. Anything that's concerning, they will contact you and let you know. I love hearing different stories from my donors, life-saving stories from my donors. I had a woman say that One Blood was able to save her son from a blood transfusion after having kidney surgery. So there's a lot of plus sizes behind donating. So before I leave, I'm going to go ahead and just say this. HIV is a scary, scary disease, but you can survive. I suggest that everyone gets tested every 3 months and pretty much don't trust anyone. Also, if you do see yourself in the state of Florida and you see us around the big red bus, give us a second, just pull out your ID and have some time, have a good old meal. If you would like to do some research on what we are about, we are a non-profit organization. The hospitals and our partnering neighbors, like parking at a Walmart and so on, at church, are the ones that help provide our supplies. Feel the need, if you need to, go on oneblood.org and click about us. We hire, we do recruitment, we do it all. Even we can do directed donations. So if you know someone that needs a pint of blood, all we need is their full name and social security number, and we can send it all off. Thank you.